Hello dear students, it is a second video on valuation of shares. In previous video already I discussed valuation of shares based on net asset method. In that how to adjust notional call while finding the net assets available to equity shareholders. And how to find out the partly paid and fully paid value of shares. Today I am going to discuss with you that is ex dividend and cum dividend. See here, what does mean by ex dividend? Ex dividend means after deduction of proposed dividend. So it is treated as a ex dividend. And cum dividend, what does mean by before deduction of a proposed dividend, it is treated as a cum dividend. Then based on that there is some problems which is available on your book. So see here in your book there is some problems which are available based on ex dividend and cum dividend. See here, the following are the particulars relating to a limited company. Total assets, they have given 3 lakh. Then external liabilities and 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid. Then proposed dividend at 20% on the above shares, that is 20,000. From the above, compute the ex dividend value and cum dividend value of the equity shares of the company. So by referring these all information, we have to solve the problem. So see here, calculation of ex dividend value per share. That time first, as per format, first we have to take total assets. They have given 3 lakh. In that less external liabilities 1,40,000. Then net value 1,60,000. In that we have to deduct 20% of the proposed dividend. So ex dividend means what? Deducting the proposed dividend in the net value. So it is after deduction of a proposed dividend, whatever the net assets available, it is based on ex dividend. We have to deduct the proposed dividend on that. So see here, equity dividend as a 20% on 1 lakh. That means that is a equity shares value, that is a 1 lakh. That 1 lakh, on that 1 lakh we have to deduct 20% of equity dividend, that is a 20,000. So then we get 1,40,000 as a net assets value after deduction of a proposed dividend. So 1,40,000. So by using that one, we have to find out the value of equity share. So net assets value for equity shareholders after deducting the proposed dividend, that is a 1,40,000. Then number of equity shares, how much available in the here problem, that is a 10,000. So we have to simplify that one. Then we get 14 rupees 14 as a ex dividend value per equity share. So by using the same information, we have to solve problem as a cum dividend. Calculation of cum dividend value per share. In here there is a no deduction of a proposed dividend, that is a cum dividend. So total assets, in that less external liabilities, then whatever amount we get before deducting the proposed dividend, it is related to cum dividend. So in that we are not going to deduct the dividend, that is treated as a cum dividend, 1,60,000. So that net assets of a cum dividend, by using that one, number of equity shares, we have to simplify that. Then it is a 16 cum dividend value per equity share. So it is a very simple problem. Here directly they have given only equity shares. In some problems they have asked to us, they have given preference shares also, and by that time what we have to do, that is another way how to find out that time proposed dividend. So how to deduct that one also there when the preference share given. So related problem is available in your book. See, I will solve that one. In your book there is a problem number 3, section C. So the following are the particulars relating to a company limited. So see here, share capital 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid, that is a 2 lakh. Then 25,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each 8 paid, that is a 2 lakh. Then 1,000 10% preference shares of rupees 10 each, that is a 1 lakh. In previous problem which is I explained related to cum dividend and ex dividend, in that there is a not given preference share. So that time just simply we added, we taken that is a fixed asset, in that deducted other liabilities, and after that we deducted the proposed dividend. But here preference shares given, so that time what do we do to do? I will explain that one. See, there is a also other information given. The company has proposed dividend of 15% on the equity shares. 15% proposed dividend on equity shares, and reserves and surplus amounted is there 2,80,000. It is a credit balance, ignore that one. Then other liabilities of the company are rupees 3,40,000. The realizable value of the tangible assets of the company is rupees 10 lakh. The ascertain the ex dividend value of each fully paid and partly paid equity share of the company. This is a problem. So how we have to solve this one, I will explain. See here, this is fully related to, in this problem they have given partly paid and fully paid, both the shares given, 10 fully paid and 8 partly paid. Then also given preference shares. So referring this problem I am going to solve. I am explaining the problem, that is the problem number 3. First, in that we have to find out according to the given information, find out the net assets. So see here, tangible assets in the problem they have given as a 10 lakh. See, 10 lakh as a tangible assets they have given. We have to take that one. Then in that less other liabilities 3,40,000, which is given in the problem C. 3,40,000, that is the other liabilities. Then we have to also deduct preference share capital. Preference share capital 1 lakh. In previous problem there is a not available preference share, so we did not deducted that one. But here preference share capital is given, that's why we must and should deduct that one also. So see here, preference share capital 1 lakh, deduct that one. Then that is available net value is 5,60,000. In that, before deducting the proposed dividend, first we have to give the preference to the preference share capital. So that's why preference shareholders dividend first we have to pay. So less 10% preference dividend, because in the problem they have given 10% preference shares. So on 1 lakh we have to give dividend to the preference shareholder. So 1 lakh 10%, that is 10,000. First we have to give the preference to the preference shareholder. After that we have to deduct according to the problem 15% proposed dividend on equity shares. So see here, they have asked to us 15% proposed dividend on the equity shares. How much equity shares capital is available? 2 lakh and 2 lakh, that both 4 lakh. On 4 lakh we have to give 15% dividend on as a proposed dividend. So 4 lakh 15%, it is 60,000, and deduct that one 4,90,000 is available before making the notional call. We have to make notional call too, because there is a one type of equity share is there, that is only paid 8, still 2 rupees are there. So partly paid share, on that we have to make notional call. So that notional call amount is 2 rupees on how much? 25,000 equity shares. On that we have to make 2 rupees notional call. So that one we have to add here. Add notional call on 25,000 shares, rupees 2. So that is how much? 25,000 into 250,000. So we have to add that one to in that net value, that is a total 5,40,000 net assets available to the equity shareholders. So that one we have to put in the formula. Formula is what? Value of equity share equal to net assets available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. So here already find out value of net assets available to equity shareholder is 5,40,000 and number of equity shares is 45,000, because 20,000 and 25,000 two types of shares are there. So total 45,000 is a number of equity shares. So simplify that one, then we get 12 per share as a value of fully paid share. Fully paid shares value is 12 per share. Then what about the partly paid share? Partly paid share value is, how to find out that one? Then value of fully paid share, in that less notional call which is made. Then 12 in that notional call, that is a 10, it is a partly paid value of share. So it is a X dividend value of each equity shares when party paid share value. It is a X dividend value of each equity share when it is a fully paid share. So this is fully related to X dividend value. So simply we have ignore credit balance of reserve and surplus which is given in the problem. See, this is one of the problem in your book section C, in that problem number 3. When the preference shares is given and also proposed dividend is given, then we have to solve according to this type. Then another one problem is there. Problem number 6. The following are the particulars relating to a limited company, that is information given. See here, total assets at realizable value 2,50,000. Then external liabilities 62,500. There is a two types of shares, equity shares are available. First one, X type 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid, that is a 1 lakh. Then Y type 10,000 equity shares of rupees 5 each, fully paid, that is a 50,000. Here both shares are equity shares and both are fully paid, but both are denomination are different, here 10 and here 5. Then calculate the value of equity share of each of the above types. So in here we have to convert the shares in one denomination. How to convert that one? Conversion of shares into one denomination I calculated here. See, conversion of shares in one denomination. X type 10,000 and value is, face value is 10 and take that one 10, which is highest denomination, and Y is 10,000 equity shares and their denomination is 5, face value is 5 and highest denomination is 10. So convert that one, simplify that one, that is a 10,000 and here 5,000. total numbers of converted shares here 15,000, 10,000 and 5,000, that is 15,000. Then value of equity share, net assets available to equity shareholder divided by total number of converted share. So how to find out net assets? In that problem they have given total assets 2,50,000 less external liabilities 62,500, then total 1,87,500. This is a net assets. So 1,87,500. So in that 1,87,500 divided by converted shares, number of equity shares 15,000, already converted shares are there. Simplify that one, then we get the 12.50. So that 12.50 is value of fully paid. It means 10, the face value 10, which is the share X type of share is face value is 10, that shares value is 12.50. Then what about the Y type of shares? Here new value into converted shares divided by original number of shares we have to do. Simplifying this formula by putting the amounts, then we get the value of partly not, the value of face value which is have the 5, that's value per share. So you see here new value, both we have to do here both. See here, this one is a formula. I will do here both the shares X type. So X type's new value, how much we have find out? 12.50 into, see, converted shares, how much shares we have converted X type, that is 10,000, then divided by original number of shares, how much that one is 10,000. So same time Y. So Y new value is 12.50 into, that is converted share is only 5,000. Then we have to do that one also, that is original number of share also 10,000. Simplifying that one, we get the in X type, that is we get the 12.50. So that is this one is going to be cancel and this one is going to be cancel. Then X type of shares is value is 12.50. Then Y type 12.50 into 5,000 divided by 10,000. I did here C, that is a 6.25. This is a value of Y type of share which is have the 5 as a face value, and here the value of X type of share which have the face value as a 10, only 10. This is a Y type of X type of shares which has the face value as a 10. So how to convert one denomination and how to find out the face value. This is a problem which is in your book, that is a problem number 6. You have to refer that one. Then next I will continue in next class. Thank you.